Hello, it is prosperity time with Peggy McColl, and I'm delighted to be back with you here. We're going to do a very short session here, and I'm going to give you a powerful suggestion. Many people in this world are struggling. They don't have enough to meet the needs that they have. They seem to struggle month after month after month, maybe even live in a state of despair or frustration. And I understand that because I was there at one point in time, and thankfully, I made a decision and was led with some powerful ideas of how to change your financial results. And the results start within. Now, that's a very important understanding. You have to understand that if you want to change your exterior results, you must change what's going on within you, within your mind, within your thinking. You see, you and me, we are habitual thinkers. We tend to think the same thoughts over and over again. And unless we choose to be consciously aware of what we're thinking and what we're feeling, we will continue to attract more of the same. So, when you've made a decision, by the way, that's a step, a very important step. When you've made a decision that you're going to change your results as they relate to financial or prosperity or abundance, then you must do something about it. And it's not enough to just be aware and notice whether you're thinking negative thoughts or not. What's more important and the most valuable thing that you can do is choose to feel prosperous, choose to feel abundant. Now, how do you do that? That's what I'm going to address right here. How you do that is by redirecting your thoughts. And if we think about this, you start to think the thought that you have a bill coming up, you don't know how you're going to pay it. Then what you do in that instant is you immediately shut that way of thinking down and you go to the place of, what would I love right now? Well, what I'd love right now is for that to be paid. Okay, what does that feel like? Feels great. You feel relaxed. You feel joyful. Perhaps you feel gratitude as well. You go straight to feeling. Now, that's a process that I have been using for decades, and it works like magic. So I suggest you write it down. The first thing is you notice what you're feeling. And if you're noticing that you're feeling lack or struggle or frustration, just become aware of it. Don't judge it, just be aware of it. And that's the first step. The second step is to ask yourself the question, what would I love? Now, you could think about that question for a moment and think about, what would I love right now? Or what would I love in a month from now? Or what would I love in a year from now? Doesn't matter. Just what would I love? And embrace that idea and be open. Don't just be limiting your answer. What would you really love? What would you absolutely love? That's what I want you to ask yourself and answer. So that's part two. Then the third part is, well, what does that feel like now that I have that, or now that I've created that, or now that I've earned that, or now that the money's in my bank account? What does it feel like? What does it feel like? So now you're using your imagination and you're asking yourself, what's that feel like? Feels good, right? It's like your shoulders come down, you're breathing deeper, you're feeling more relaxed. You may even have a smile on your face. And then the next step, so the third step, what does it feel like? The fourth step is go straight to feeling. I'm choosing to feel prosperous right now. Now, you could use that as an affirmation. You could write that down, and I suggest that you do. I choose to feel prosperous right now. You may add on other affirmations like, I always have an abundance of money to do whatever I desire to do. Now, think about that. What would it feel like if you really did have an abundance of money to do whatever you want to do? Now, you may be hearing me ask you that question and think, that's just bull. That's not the reality of what you're living in. Well, suspend it for a moment. You are the creator of your reality. And when you, excuse me, when you make a conscious decision to switch your thinking and to change what you're feeling, you're going to be in what's called a different vibratory rate. You're expressing energy in a different way, which means that you're going to attract back to you whatever you're in harmony with your thoughts and your feelings. Now, this takes practice. I will say it took me quite a while to really turn things around. But when you're diligent And when you discipline yourself to do these exercises every day, you're going to find that you will definitely reap the rewards. So I'm going to suggest that you do it, you follow through, and that you share with me what your results are. You can email us at my office. It's support@peggymccall.com. We would love to hear from you. And in fact, if you have any prosperity, abundance, money questions that you would love for me to address during our prosperity time sessions, just email them in. Again, it's support@peggymccall.com. Always a pleasure to be with you, to serve you, and I'll see you again. But make sure you put those things into practice today.